Hello, wild wisdom warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, world. Hello, shamans from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining me for another Quarantini hour. This is Lily's journal. Of course, this is my journal, and today is March 28th, everyone. So thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do on this quarantini hour. So I figure I start talking about the very nature of human consciousness disease or the virus or whatever you want to call it. So I want to talk today about the very foundation or the base. The very base, and a lot of times I talk about and I say what I'm attempting to do here with these journals and is to show you guys. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much for being here, darling. Thank you. What I wanted to show you is to show you guys here in these journals is my own to share my own personal experience. And so this is all about my own personal experience. But the way I see it, what is at the foundation or at the base of this sickness that humanity has been experiencing? And I've been talking about this for quite a bit. And those of you that, again, today I kind of came across of my graph from 2016. And then that post in March was just another little update that I did in March of 2016 with that graph. And I've added a little observation on what was happening already on that time. And here we are 4 years later. And just like at that time, what I was talking about is self-empowerment, a true self-empowerment. And the true enemy of us, the human beings, the true enemy and the true nature of this infection or disease that we're experiencing is the victimhood and the victim mentality. And the reason why I say that belongs to the matrix, because that's the foundation for the matrix. Without victim, victimizer, matrix does not have place. The control system has no place. So here's quarantini hour. Let's talk and let's start sort of putting these thoughts together on how we can identify this victim mentality in the collective field or in totality. How do we identify it? And how do we isolate it? And how do we dissolve that victim mentality? And this is basically the path to regaining or reclaiming your self-power. And this is that path of that, because you're dissolving the control system within you, because it controls your mind. And this is why I say, by those of you and going through the shamanic journey, through your own individual shamanic journey path, what you achieve is this self. And like I was talking in March of 2016 about this anchoring in the self is what gives you that intuition that does, like I said last time, that does override the programming, the subconscious programming that operates. That's the victim mentality programming. It only takes hold through your belief systems and through the subliminal subconscious mind programming. That's how it survives. It's a mind parasite. That's what it is. So Hi, sunshine. Diane, thank you so much for being here. I said hi to you. Sandra, hi. Tracy, thank you so much. Good afternoon. Natasha, thank you so much for being here. Woohoo. Quarantini, Natasha. Deanne Ramos, thank you so much for being here. Hey guys, my dear shamans tribe, here's to you, Quarantini. How's everybody doing on your quarantinis? You guys good? Everything's good? I'm doing really well, so all is good here. So anyway, Vina. Vina. So a lot of times I talk about it and I say, and I come across from this kind of very harsh perspective on a victim field in the past and the victim mentality. And a lot of people kind of complain about me being really harsh on victims. But I kind of reposted that what I said in March of 2016 again because I've been standing strong and had to take a lot of hits from these people in alternative media that are benefiting from humanity standing in victimhood. These are the people that are out there, making money off of your, whatever victim you pick. They've got gazillion different victimhoods for you to unravel, through trauma and all of that stuff. Hi, aloha, Teresa. So they've got all that stuff for you. You can get stuck in whatever, in whatever program they have. They can run them. Okay, but what I just wanted to show you is it's not that I am just here putting these people on on their karma pedestals for nothing. um, you guys know the kind of subjects I've been talking to these people, and you guys know that those are the kind of subjects that get me into a pickle with these people, and then they try to destroy me and all of that stuff. And it's been years they've been coming after me, for exposing this very base of the foundation for this control system. Because without you feeling a victim and being empowered, they will not benefit. Okay, you're not going to be feeling like somebody else needs to help you to get your creative force going or whatever, when you need to count on someone else for whatever. And they run all kinds of programs. But I also talked about in what I said already in March of 2016 that I've already started seeing a lot of new programs in that space dust, or that techno timeline that's ended. And so how it's going to end it, this process of death, basically, for the death cult. They're going through a self-destruct, actually. That's what karma will do to them. It's going to self-destruct. The system's going to self-destruct. It's going to eat itself. Okay? So what happened? Yeah, and so yeah, Diane. And so what they did, and that they started is on that time, Diane, in 2016, I called in the New Age or in the Truth movement, in that community. They started this stand down programming that they started to we're warriors, we're sovereignty and self-empowerment and blah blah blah, parrots. They just go and parrot. So they started to pretend under this, but they still, and this is the key, their thing was on that time in 2016 is to trick. And this is how it worked. Why they could present you a program on sovereignty, but yet they themselves, the teachers that taught you sovereignty in 2016 out there in alternative media. You can go back. That's, it's all on the record. So and what they were talking about, and then how they switched, right? And started running exactly what I predicted in March of 2016. They want to run this basically keeping you this victimizer was wearing this sovereignty mask. Okay, so I started looking into it, and I ran into some people that were really good, at running these programs. And so I've met quite a few people that were put on that new program that called sovereignty program. But that sovereignty program still ran on the base or on the foundation, or it was built on the foundation of victim. Okay? And you guys, the reason for that is because this predator, a human consciousness, this is a predator. This disease is a predatory in its nature. Okay? Because it's a parasite on our mind. It lives off of our minds, energy, creative force, creative thinking, and all of that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go back to the very simple sort of, so we can understand the foundations, and then how to recognize how this clowns out there, that how they cover their greed with, offering you sovereignty, right? Well, there is a difference, because this field or this control system operates through a victim and victimizer. So the predator is the victimizer, right? So the predator, right? And look what there are: the predator, reptilian, predatory, all of that, right? On the negative side of this. So the predator, the completely no compassion, no nothing, just for the fun of it, destroying. Just, you need a big victimizer, You need a, let's take David Icke formula: problem, reaction, solution, right? So a big problem, right? Just like David Icke follows his own advice, right? He gives you a big problem, reptilian queen and all of that stuff, and blah, 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 blah. Solution: humanity, get off your knees. But then that solution twist turn out to be, it's not actually for the benefit of humanity getting off their knees. It was a marketing tool to get David Icke's book sold, because that would work, because every human being somewhere on the subconscious level knows that they're enslaved. Okay? So they give you a little, they throw you a bone. So he threw humanity a bone as a solution: humanity, get off your knees. Okay? And then what did he do after that? After he told you, humanity, get off your knees? He's doing it to this day. He's scaring the shit out of you. He's clearly showing you, I am a fear factory worker. That's all I do. That's David Icke for you. His solution is fear factory. How does David Icke's Fear Factory right now, Fear Factory overtime, working overtime. David Icke working overtime, everyone at Fear Factory. Scared yet? You afraid of AI yet? Are you afraid of coronavirus yet? He plays a role of victimizer. And that's what I call a master slave. He mastered the reptilian tool that they use, that he supposedly reveals to you, right? The occult knowledge. The occult knowledge. They're going to give you occult knowledge. Right? Hi, Kimberly, Jerry, hi. Danielle, hi. Thank you so much. Right. Remus, you say they always use the collective feeling of being enslaved as leverage for promoting their agenda. Here's your freaking reptilian David Icke. He got use out of this the best. He used and milked and milked and milked humanity for the fear of what reptilians are doing and how they're controlling us, right? He just milked us. So somehow, like I said, their solutions will end up benefiting their pockets, you know. But and these are that, so without victimizer, right? There cannot be a victim. So this is why you can see why Truth Movement is Club Idiots up. Because they got them all pinned one against another. Right? Right now, it's pretty obvious what they're doing right now with their little, with their little slave masters that think they're all that and more. There's Bethel. They're Bethel. They're a preview to a Bethel knowledge. They are Bethel. Quarantini. Because see, and they gotta beg you to be a victim, right? They gotta beg you to be a victim. And because they count on that, they're narcissist, okay? So that you're a narcissistic supply to them, and this is what they play on. This is your, possession, okay? Because he's hosting someone else's reality, right? Because you are what you speak. So what's David Reptilian Yaki Icke speaks about? Possession, okay? So he can talk about freedom or humanity freeing themselves because he doesn't know. You see, this is what I say. They're there, the slave masters, they're there. They only know, they're only allowed to know, and they're only given tools or the occult knowledge on how, they call it the old special, they have occult knowledge. So they're only given that occult knowledge as a tool to control because they themselves have to be controlled. This is what you guys need to understand, how complicated this is. A narcissist works 100% of his time, will constantly work on how to supply himself, herself, with the narcissistic food source. That's all they ever can plan. They are not capable because they don't have the capacity. Like I said, this that being have the very deteriorated human genetics, and they're lean towards more of the the other bloodlines that are diddy with Bethel. Diddy with Bethel. Okay. Yes, so they have to. So here's your David Icke, right? He scared the shit out of you people. And then he just harvested your emotions like they all do. Oh, they love it. They love it when you adore them. And then they love to, they're so proud of themselves when they can fool as many people. Then this is their achievement. They're the best. Slave master are the ones that have the biggest following, the ones that has the biggest blind following. Okay. And so they're pushed into, so they're a master slave. They're all, their job is to put you back into that slave place. Okay. So this is what another reptilian, what's his name? Simon Reptilian Mented Parks. That was his job, constantly to keep you enslaved. This is why Georgie Winged Serpent Cavazos constantly was telling you that there is something wrong with you, so you can allow the vampire in to your energy system. Okay. Okay, because he's got to be the victimizer. You got a victim come cry for help to him. He's got the right bill for you, right fix. Okay. It's not about you empowering yourself to find an answer from what they, oh no, they'll talk to you. Like I said, consciously, you'll think they're trying to help you, but subconsciously, they're asking for access to your life force. Okay. Because they have to play the victimizer. That's their role. That's their program. That's their role. To play for humanity. They have to play that scarecrow. They have to go and go, hey, humanity. Because otherwise, they don't have a job. They don't have a purpose, right? Some of them claim it's their purpose to peddle fear to human beings instead of empowerment. That's their purpose. It's their calling. It's their freaking higher calling. They're special kind of narcissists. They need special kind of narcissistic food source. This is the kind of abundance they'll teach you. It's about that victim mentality abundance. What are those healers out there, or the ones that talk about healing yourself? Or empowering yourself, or the ones that help you heal through the external parasitic energies. Oh yeah, parasites are there to heal you. Only a victim will accept that. So they're searching for victims. They're a little upset at me because they feel like I'm taking away their victims and they have no food left. Hungry narcissists. Georgie Cavazos. You guys gonna have a laugh about this. You guys gonna have a laugh about this. What, about a week ago or so, Georgie Cavazos had to explain to his followers why it is that he was invading their life force and their independent individual free will with their chakras. Why is it, Georgie, that you were infringing on the free will of every human being that you ever told them that their chakras need to be removed? That was the question. Well, guess what, you guys? He tried to explain. He tried to explain. He tried to explain. It took him almost all day, over 6 hours. It took Georgie to talk to his paying members so he can explain himself. Why is it that he violated their souls? Did he explain to them? I don't think so. And why does it take you, Georgie, all day to explain yourself, to explain your crime that you've been committing against each and every one of those human sovereign souls that you've invaded? So Georgie's sitting his pants. But wait, who else had to do an explanation to their listeners and their paying members? Who else had to do hours and hours of explaining? Steve, about to give birth to winged serpent Richardson. That beer belly is a winged serpent about to be birthed. It took him hours to explain. And did he? Oh, the slave masters are crying. Cried the whole time. Poor them. Slave masters are poor them. Oh, they're being attacked. The parasites are not having a good time. Parasites are not having a good time, people. Quarantini. Okay. So now, but he's going to give you a winged serpent every time you go have session. Yeah. So much for master slaves out there. But they care for humanity. Oh, Lily, how could you say that? The winged serpent beer belly doesn't care about anything but fucking money in his pocket. That's all they care about. Narcissists. Winged serpent belly. About to give birth to a winged serpent. Yeah, they projected and projected. Oh my God. And Georgie Kavasilas, my God, he's the victim now. He's gonna play victim. Oh, the warrior of truth is crying. He cried. These are warriors. Did they explain in those 6 to 8 hours, I think it lasted, Georgie, did you explain why is it that your master victim mentality is not allowed you in all these years to actually stand up for innocent children that are being sacrificed? And you knew about it. Every one of you knew about it and knew about blood market. Didn't you, Georgie? Didn't you? All of you knew. But all of the slave masters are going to claim and play because they're narcissists. They're going to deny it. They're going to say no. But without victims, they will not. They're nothing. They're nothing. They're nothing. Without you being a victim, what you need? Would you need Ashayana's Dean's teachings if you weren't a victim? Every one of you. Would you need it? No. Would you need Richardson? The beer belly winged serpent, Richardson. Would you need his if you were standing empowered in yourself as a human being, creator being? No. These people are out there crying for their victims not to leave them because they wouldn't know what to do without victims. That's the root of the disease. And this is why I'm very harsh on those that feed this parasitic consciousness, and especially those that are willingly and knowingly do it. I understand that a lot of people through trauma don't know any difference. But the thing is, you guys, what they're doing right now is they're so desperate, they'll offer you anything. Just look at David Wilcock. What is he offering right now? These people are disgusting. What happened to all of their whistleblowers? Oh, they didn't know that innocent blood was involved. Oh, they're going to tell you they didn't know. But they whistleblower about everything else. Oh, they weren't paid to whistleblow about that, were they? They were paid to whistleblow about this or that or that. Anything but. That's what they were paid for. And this is, I have a proof of that. These people going to come down right now and jump. These rats out there are going to jump on the ship, and they're going to pretend like they were always standing up for humanity, like they were always standing up for the innocents. They're scumbags. They have no shame. They have no conscience. They have nothing. They only are looking to victimize you. They're only looking to fix you so they can get their fix. They're sick. These people are mentally ill. The master slaves are mentally ill people. And they're on some really, really disgusting drugs too, because that's how they are controlled. The slave masters are mostly under the pharma, and most of them, like I said, had the black goo treatment. Okay? And like I told you guys, Lauda Leon had a black goo treatment. Why do you think so? People say, why is Lauda Leon talking such a negative things? Why is she so, like everything is so negative with her? And why is it so heavy? Why there is no joy and there is no dance? There's not. I say, okay, people, it's not me. Go look at yourself. She went and admitted she had a black goo treatment. It's not her that talking. It's the black goo talking. Black goo is in distress. Yes, that timeline is going space dust. So you got to understand what these people are operate on, what they're telling you. They're telling you the truth. She told you that. She told you she had a black goo treatment. And not me. I didn't tell you that. She told you that. And then what do you think happened to her genetically? Who do you think happens? I mean, come on. So, but again, because the victimizer, this is the field. They can't go beyond. So what are you talking about, Lily? I'm calling myself sovereign here. That's all they can perceive is through that. Okay? Sovereign word means it means victim field. It's just you're on the victimizer part now. You're looking at the victim below you now, right? So you're looking from a, so it's just like, it's always victim, victimizer. And then there's this, what is it called, that people, the victim falls in love with the victimizer, right? And so comes in your the twin flame in New Age. This is a parasite contract, okay? All of those teachings about twin flames out there completely take away your individuality. And that's exactly what they need to put you in the victim field. And this is turning all the way back. I'm coming back here now to the point to where your individuality, if you don't hang on to it, they will take it away from you, because these people are predators. They can't survive without you being a victim. It's a complex predator. It's not that easy. And they will play on your traumas. And they're so good at that. Ask anybody who had survived to live and tell about it. Anyone who had experienced narcissistic abuse will tell you how cleverly good they are at lying. So they'll lie to you again and again and again. Absolutely, sunshine. The coronavirus has to do a lot with the crown. Yes, and the Holy Trinity is your crown. Is your crown, because ultimately this is what puts that ring. And here's I'm talking about again and going biblical. And even today I was talking about, and here's your Psalm 75:5. Your crown, meaning, and so it's your individual. So this people, and so the coronavirus thing is it tells you these are people that are anti-Christed. They are the anti-life force. So here, like I told you guys, they hated the fact that I'm calling them out, that I'm showing what foundation their all teachings are based on, that I'm showing you guys how pitiful their game is. They're not happy about it because I'm taking their money away from them. Because without victims feeling like they need to pay $1 a month, that it will make a difference, you have to first be such a victim to believe that. Right? But the narcissist had beat you down to the point he told you, even your freaking chakras are wrong. He beat you down, he beat you down, and he beat you down. First, aliens are better than you. Okay, that didn't work. Shit. Okay, I am better than you. That didn't work. Okay, your chakras are doing you wrong. You're wrong. I mean, these people they can't think anything else but look how to access your force, your life force, your joy, your life, your self-love, because you have to drop the self-love to believe that something's wrong with your energy. Those two things don't match. So what is the master slave got to do? He's got to take the self-love away. He's got to take the foundation away from you. You can't self-love if you think, are you in self-love? If you think, okay, shit, I've got something wrong with my chakras. Oh my God, it's keeping me in the matrix. Oh my God. Is that self-love? Oh no, but the narcissistic smile on their freaking face is going to say, yeah, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. And the vampire comes in to help you, right? The essence. They want your essence. Because as soon as you believed that you're wrong, they got you. And that's where the smile comes, the narcissistic smile. It comes at you, right? The predator. Right? Right, Grace? Oh, and they want it. The predator wants it. So that's why Catholics beat that out of you at the young age, because they need you later to only pretend to be like them. So you're going to go and pretend to drinking blood and eating flesh. You can't be like them. You can't actually do it. So this is what they do. So, and then they're going to go out there and tell you that they're all, helping humanity and all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And there is those others out there that are now claiming that, oh, they're now, what is it? Randy Moron. Oh, he took my graph from 2016, and they're recycling again. They're recycling again. It's Randy Morgan's now. Oh, he's the one who told us about what's going to happen and we're going to come into conclusion on this timeline in about 21, 24. I literally kid you not. These people just parrot. They don't know anything else. They parrot. It's Randy's now. Randy's news. Woo, woo. Oh, Randy. Oh, are we supposed to forget that you supplying access to dark web for all your pedo friends? Randy Moron. Are we supposed to forget about that? While you telling us about how you know about organic timeline? Are we supposed to forget about that? That you're covering for your pedo friends? We're supposed to forget about that. Damn it. Lily, how could you not forget about that? How can I not forget about that, Randy? Randy, how can I not forget about that? But Randy's going to tell us that everything's good. We are in a good timeline. Everything's going fine. Randy's taken care of. Pedos, you're safe. You're all safe. You're all safe, darlings. You're all safe. Here's to your safety. Here's to your safety. Okay, so, but this is the root of that. So what they do is that, right, and Grace, you're right. If you stand in yourself in that Christ consciousness and you call it upon from within you, they flee. Because it's like the light on them, and they're like vampires. They're like, they don't like it. They don't like it when you own your power. They don't like it. They don't want you to own it. That's why they keep telling you, we own your power. We own the occult. We know the occult. Look at that freaking piece of shit with his full diaper. Set the kid's boza. Look at that bozo screaming and throwing his shit out of his diaper. I know occult. I'm your master. I'm the slave master. I know occult. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. I am supposed to know. Only I. Comedy. It's a comedy out there. Only he's supposed to know. They're perpetuating and building on this victim field. They can't build on sovereignty. They can't build on self-empowerment. If they build on that, They have nothing. Their whole fla ego, their spiritual maturity, their fake spiritual maturity falls into dust, turns into dust. And that's why they're so scared and screaming out there. Screaming out there. Screaming. Right? That they own you. That they own your knowledge. That they own your growth. That they own your spiritual awakening. That's what they're screaming. The slave masters are screaming that. So this is what they're building on. Congratulations! You're so special and you're so brilliant and you're so genius. You're all good and you're all safe. Buddies with everybody. You're all safe. You protect each other. Everything's good, you know. Okay, you guys. Okay, questions. Any questions, you guys? They flee, if you call it from within. You are that. You are the Christ, Grace. It's not anywhere external. It's within. Just like Christ said. All right. Right, Remus, you said the fact that they always make me laugh is how vague and echoing they speak of individual consciousness. All fake tunes. And unarticulated stuff. Yes, it's just like well, it's like a parrot. The reason why I'm like, it's a parrot, you know, it's like you can tell. I've seen quite a few parrots, and some of them, I mean, my gosh, when you don't see that it's a parrot talking, right? They say, you know, one time I had this parrot. It was funny because it could say a whole sentence in with all the tones and everything. It copies so perfectly, right? So here's your thing. This is what they do. This is the parrot. Well, imagine that. They can say it in exactly. They can copy the tone. They know how to do that. They're all equipped. Let's say that the master slaves are equipped with that to play the individual consciousness, you know, and to kind of be vague enough to just hook you in, and then give you the little carrot. Tingle that little carrot in front of you. Okay. And they always do that. They'll give you the little carrot. They give you the little carrot. Like, I mean, Wilcox is good at that. It's, oh, but pay $19.99 and, you know, and I'll give you the rest of the bullshit. You know? So it's like, that's what, and then they just kind of run that in circles until people that, because it doesn't make any sense in their conscious mind, until they sort of lay it over the subconscious like a new program. Okay. And this is what they're doing, Remus. They're kind of like laying a new layer of the victim. So they just move them from one victim to another. And so they just move them from master to master to master. You know, if you know, if they'll the only individual thing else they'll do is they will individualize your plan for your healing for you, but it's going to be just like for everybody else. You need chakras removed. That's the fix. That's George Cavazola's solution for humanity. Remove your chakras and you'll be fine. But then Georgie will find something else. What is it, Georgie? Have you found? What is it? What's wrong with us next? Clueless in Australia. Can you tell us, please, what's wrong with us next? I mean, the stupidity of this master slaves out there, it's what's funny to me. This is why I'm laughing at them, because they're so stupid. It's just unbelievable. They just think nobody ever will figure them out or what? I don't know. Um, but they do act as narcissists would do when they get found out. So it plays the same. You guys, I mean, those of you that know a lot about narcissistic abuse and you understand what's happening here, and now you can understand and see it on the collective, and you can see how this master narcissists are used and abused to control the human consciousness and to keep, because a narcissist cannot, if a narcissist cannot control, their whole thing is out of control. They will not stand that situation. That is not their grounds. They don't stand on the grounds of individual freedom. They only stand on the grounds of slavery themselves. Okay, that movie with what's his name, about the slavery and the slave master. Oh my God, I forgot the movie. And I forget actors' names and all of that. But it was like in, during the slavery and all of that stuff. Leonardo DiCaprio was in it. You know what movie I'm talking about? He was the slave master, the white guy, and then they went into that to the other place, and there was the slave master who was played by Samuel Jackson. Yes, the slave master. And so he was the one. So look at that, you guys. Here's your beautiful movie to see how because now I'm talking about the slave mentality on the collective human consciousness. This is the disease. This is the collective disease. This is the virus. This is the sickness. Okay. But now I'm asking you to look at the other side of that disease. Look at the root of that disease. And here's your victimizer. This is your predator. Okay. The predator amongst us. That's what we've got. Humanity. We have a predator amongst us. Okay. And so Django, yes, Holy Ann. Tracy, yes. Natasha, thank you. Danielle, thank you. That's the movie. So what in there? Who was that slave master? That Samuel Jackson character. He was the most evil one. He was the one that enforced the slavery. Not the slave owners, but the slave masters. So you guys have to understand that we do have this, and because there is no denying of anymore that humanity, most of the humanity, because right now through this thing, quarantini, hello, people live in fear, and the fear factory workers like Alex Jones, like David Yaki Ike, like all of them out there. I mean, I don't have like all those David Ike wannabes, like I said, all of those people that, that peddle fear, because that's all they know is how to be slave masters. And that's all they know is how to peddle fear. And they're going to be surprised and upset with me, what I'm saying, because I'm calling them out of that. It's not that, I'm asking them to change their role. What I'm asking is for you guys to take a look at their roles, what they're playing, and how the master slave plays a role today in this virus, or in this disease on the collective level of this victim mentality that humanity has. All right. And so how did it got here, and what role did this master slaves played? And so now to eradicate that, we have to eradicate also the abusers. Okay, so that's why I'm saying break your cycle of abuse, first of all, by breaking this love relationship with your abuse, because you have to step out of mental uh, slavery. Slave mentality is just you're done. There's nothing, you're just slave. You may as well be done now. You know what I mean, you guys? So anyway, I don't see any questions. Okay, LT, had a question. You said all this drama covering up reset, Lily. We're going there. There's been a few steps there. We're still going there, but there's signs, you guys. If you really look hard for that, I'm talking about the reset and all of that stuff. What's happening in America, you guys? I told you that this was infiltrated from within, and so this is a very complex operation that's happening right now to free Americans. And so we will free, and that financial system is part of it. It's a huge part of it. So without freeing ourselves from the Fed, we can't really be free. So it's common sense, basically. LT. It's common sense. So just common sense, try to stay away from all the Fear Factory workers out there. They're really working overtime during the quarantine. I think Fear Factory paying overtime right now. Paying overtime to those scumbags to push fear on humanity. So this is what they do. And you guys, and to for those of you who wants a common sense, to if you still still have any kind of fears about the virus or anything in physical form, and your conscious mind has some kind of things, if you want physically and give your mind a peace of mind, sort of on how to deal with anything like of this sort, my favorite doctor, my favorite, now my favorite, I recently found him, my favorite doctor, my favorite scientist, my favorite biologist now is Dr. Shiva. So I've posted some of those his videos in Wild Wisdom Warriors. Find him here on YouTube under Dr. Shiva. And he has an amazing videos about practical solutions for our immune system, because this is where the key to health is our immune system. And so this is basically what we're freeing to from pharmaceutical enslavement here right now, because we don't have just financial enslavement. I mean, we're under a siege, a pharmaceutical siege, like pharmaceutical companies are actually holding America hostage right now. Do you see it, you guys? Pharma's holding us hostage right now. But quarantini Howard. All right. You guys just be patient, eternal. Yes, they're going crazy, and there's going to be more craziness. So you guys stay in the eye of the storm, as I always talk about. And this is why when you anchor within yourself, when you know who you are, Teresa, I'm enjoying quarantinis. When you know who you are, stay in your center. This is the eye of the storm. I'm telling you guys, if you start following that shit storm, you're gonna get thrown in there. Judicial system, Holy End, yes, they're protecting what you said. They're protecting, and like I said, and then ultimately, when you look at that again, this goes spiritual, and then it goes back. That goes back actually to a sellout or the agreement that Eisenhower made, and that was the original sellout of American innocent children. The agreement with the so-called aliens that they did, and was for for the experiments on genetic experiments. Okay, for after they brought here all the World War II from Europe, all those scientists, when they brought them here, they needed to secure, um, you know, they needed to experiment on something. So here's your Eisenhower Agreement. So the experiments, and then of course the adrenochrome production that got it's all legal, that that was legal here since 1961, and that just expired, you guys. So the adrenochrome production in America had expired on March 23rd. So so that has to do again with the judicial system being involved and all the loopholes that I talk about, that how they were able to do that, bypassing Constitution here in America. Yeah, you guys, sense that. And this is ultimately why JFK and more Kennedys died. Is because of that agreement. That's the major thing. That's the major thing, because that's the biggest crime, is the crime against children that were covered up for by all of those systems, all of those corrupt systems, Tracy. And this is what's being covered up. And this is what's being covered up: the abuse of children, the use of children, the genetic experiments, the technology that's been experimented, the pharmaceutical companies that have been experimenting. It's huge. But yes, absolutely, starve the parasite. And we're doing that. And the thing is, they're not going to like it. So parasite's going to throw a tantrum. And it's going to be stinky. It's going to be stinky. Because a lot of them are shitting their pants. You guys know, those of you that had experience with narcissists, when they get found out and when they're standing in front of the truth, oh my Lord, do they shit their pants. And is that stinky or what? It really is. So they're cornered. All the slave masters are cornered. And this is why I'm having a quarantini. Because they're so obvious. But the reason they're obvious is because, like I said, the true awakening is the individual awakening. It's the individual power. It's the reclaiming the individual power. That's the true awakening. And the flu-fla that they told you about, all of that stuff, right? It was only to keep you in your slave place. So you were there and in your place. So those were all the master-slave tactics. That's all they use. They hate exposure. Oh my God, they hate exposure more than anything else. Be true, you know what else they hate? They hate if you make fun of them. Oh my God, they hate it. They hate it when you laugh at their stupidity. They hate it. They hate it because they feel so stupid. Because this is what they feel. They don't feel like, okay, I got found out, so I guess I should own up to my... No, they just feel like this is the moment when they get found out and they know that that you caught them and you just told them, I know you are a narcissist and you're playing me. And when you say that to them, I mean, in whichever form, right? Oh, funny as shit, Teresa. It's an ugly, stinky situation. That's why I always recommend my clients that are dealing with some personal situations and obviously narcissists. I say, don't face them, because it's just you're gonna have shit thrown at you, and it's stinky. they gonna throw tantrum, and their diaper is gonna be extremely full immediately as soon as they find out that they got caught. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, they get so pissed. Yeah. They get so pissed. How could you not believe me? Victim, how could you not believe me? Ah! They do that. Well, some of them, and the other reason why I tell each and every one of, and I'll say it again now since I'm talking about, and if it's in your personal life and you're dealing with narcissistic abuse and you want to end it, and so you want a truth, and you right there tell them something to where they go, oh, she knows and she figured me out. When that happens, they can go in this rage, and I'm telling you, you do not want to be there, because they will go into physical violence. It is the scariest thing for them, is to be found out for who they truly are. It's like the end of them, because their only existence is what they pretend. Their mask is all they've got. And so when you imagine that, you're ripping their whole life apart. And so this is why I tell you guys, be very careful when you do that in your own personal relationships with people, that you're ending your narcissistic abuse relationship with some of the people. I'm not saying you're ending the relationship with the narcissist. What you're ending is the narcissistic connection. You can still have a relationship with a narcissist, except now in your awareness, you can restructure yourself to the way where you can have a relationship with the narcissist, but not be his food or her food. You know what I mean? In your personal relationship. And that's very important for each and every one of you that works on your own personal restructuring of your own external reality. And you have those narcissistic relationships, okay? Because they'll always be built on the victim-victimizer, okay? They cannot be on the equal. Narcissist cannot accept another as equal to them. Okay? They cannot, and they can't even comprehend with their little stupid brains, how it is. They don't play that well, even though they're really good liars, because they have no clue. They have no clue. And so they don't understand individual powers. They don't understand equality. Equality to them is you feeding them. That's equal. That's to them, that's equality. That's their sovereignty. You're supporting their sovereign being. You're feeding them. Good goyim. You're doing good. So anyway, oh my God, you guys, I've been here over an hour. So you see that mentality, okay? And so in your personal thing, and then you can restructure. You don't have to think of yourself. You don't have to be the victim, even though the other person may choose to be the victimizer, okay? And this is one of the very difficult ones to kind of approach, you guys. But I wish you all the best, and may the force of universe be with you in helping you all, each and individually, to restructure your reality in the way to where you are not standing in any of those victim fields, or any of those, sneaking up on you, those master victimizers, they're not sneaking up on you with their sweet talk. Make sure that you do not have that codependency on with that you do not stand in that victim field. So this is why I say stay strong and stay wild, because when you stay wild, you have nobody else to count on for doing the thinking for you but yourself. So, and this is why, even though it might sound harsh, and I might be harsh on some victims, and it might be sounds harsh, but I'm telling you, until you stand clean and you are not feeding any narcissists, you don't have any blinders, you stand strong, you're anchored, you're a warrior, you have your shield up, and you standing up for the innocent that is victimized here on the spiritual level. Okay. And so that's how we do it. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this Saturday. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you. And until next time, my dear shamans, you all stay wild. Here's to quarantining hour, everyone. Love you all.